are boards and girls and boys and size and shape and.
Okay, 1 second, slow down. Where you're born. If you're a girl or a boy.
And size. Shape. And memory.
Your memory.
And friends.
Okay, Parag, Chestermere, Ajit, after you tell me this, I would like you to go back to the seats, okay? Alright, what are your lists?
Skin, eyeballs, hair, mind, voices, fingerprint, ears, finger, head, leg, and heart.
Okay, so they listed a whole lot of different body parts that you can't change about a person. I like the fingerprint, because your fingerprint, each one of your fingerprints is unique, and it's different than the rest of the world as well. Okay, the girls group.
You can't change what people think.
Okay.
And you can't change where they're from. You can't change what their skin color is. Like you can get a tan, but you can't go from like dark skin to light skin, light skin to dark skin. You couldn't go from light skin. You can't change if people have glasses or not, because if they don't wear glasses, people can only wear I forget what they're called.
Contacts?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Anything else? Who they are.
You can't change who they are, like what they do.
Okay, like what really makes them the person that they are. Okay, I would like everybody to return to their seats in 5 seconds.
You get to
5, 4,
I don't have my chair.
Okay, so wait, can you come and get this one? I'm sorry, the countdown to move to your seats did not involve talking. Steven, it did not involve talking. Joey's gonna move her seat back. Okay, you should not be talking or throwing things across the classroom right now. Now, we're gonna do just a little bit of individual reflection on this. Okay, so what I want you to do, now that we know these things you can't change about people, should we make groups based on things we can't change about people? Like, should all the people who have blonde hair play together on the playground only? No. Okay, should we make groups about people who have a certain skin color can't play with us? No. Should we make groups that says somebody of a different size than us can't play with us? Or can't be in our class? Anjali, please stop moving the paper. Okay, so we can't do those things. What I would like you to reflect on, this needs to stop. Okay? What I would like you to reflect on individually is what is something you can do to make our school better and more tolerant. So I don't want you to tell me. I'll give you 3 choices, okay? We're going to come up with 2 ways that you can make our school more tolerant, okay?
More better?
More better. Better by being more tolerant of other people, okay? So you have an option. You can 1, draw it. Draw it. 2, write about it. Or 3, you can work with one other person, but I'm going to have to screen your groups. In other words, if it's a person I know you're going to misbehave with, I won't let you work together. Okay? With another person, you could also act it out. Okay? You could act out 2 ways to improve our school. So you have the choice. Take a minute to think how you want to do it. Do you want to write about it? Do you want to draw it? Or do you want to act it out with someone else? Okay. I'm going to come around and give everybody a piece of paper. Okay, if you have an absolute burning question that you cannot complete this assignment without having answered, I will answer it. Otherwise, if it's not a life or death burning question, I would like you to do the work. And acting, who would you do it with?
So we have to write the things we have to make the school better.
Yes. How can you make the school more tolerant? question. Hey, I'm sure there are plenty of other people though that you could work with. Yeah. So what I want you to think about really quickly, I'm not going to make you do the assignment over, but what I want you to do is to think about a time at school, or maybe somewhere else if it's never happened at school, where you felt like people treated you differently or unfairly. Okay? And I think most people can think of at least one time where someone treated you unfairly. For example, if you live here and you're not from Nepal, even if you are Nepali, but you've grown up in another country, if you go to buy something, people will try to cheat you sometimes because you're not from around here. So they might try to charge you a much higher price than you're supposed to pay if they know that you're from a different place. So that's kind of discrimination, right? So they're treating you differently because you're not from around here and they think, oh, they don't know what they're doing, so we're going to charge them more. That's a simple example. Or if anyone has ever been on the playground and people wouldn't let you play with them. Has anybody ever had that feeling? Can you raise your hand? It may not have been at our school. It could have been at a different school as well. Where someone said, you can't play with us. Or people were talking and they didn't want to tell you what they were talking about. If that happens, it always makes it feel like it's about you. That's not a solution to everything. I mean, it's not a solution to most things, actually. Okay, who wants to share? Zoe, you want to share?
I have, I think it's 2 reasons. One, when I was little, my hair used to be like super curly, and people would make fun of me just because my hair was curly. And another time is once, I'm not going to name their name, but somebody here at KISS, like they really wanted a certain amount of people to play tag, because if there's too many people, it got crazy, but like they only let 5 people play.
So the people who didn't get to play felt like they were left out.
And then after, some people told me to because it wasn't fair.
And sometimes adults can help us work through things, but it's also important for you guys to figure out when you saw what the adults did and how they handled it, and see if you guys can work out your own solutions in similar ways. Okay, Yulvin?
Once, I was like in Korea. I go to play in 6 o'clock, and my brother, he has friends, and he all like and he played with friends and brother, friends, and my brother. They like they trained me.
They treated you badly because you weren't part of their group. So even sometimes your own family might be in the other
And
group.
he like says to me that.
They said bad things to you.
And my brother. Oh.
And your brother too. Oh, and about your brother also. Okay, Viswas?
I forgot where, but somewhere. My brother had friends, but I didn't have friends. I was playing alone, and my brother and his friends did bad friends.
So, if you've experienced these things and you know what it feels like to be left out or to be treated differently, does it make you want to be mean to someone else in that way? No, because you know what it feels like, right? You know that it doesn't feel very nicely. So, we're coming up on the end of the school year, and we're going to, next year, those of you who are here next year, you might have some new kids in your class. I know for sure that this class will have at least one new person. And that person might feel like, wow, everybody already has friends. I don't have any friends here. These kids, what if they won't let me play with them? But you guys as a class can be welcoming and friendly and not discriminate against a person because they're different when they come to the school. Joel, what were you
The
going to say?
first time I came to school, I was like in year 1 with them. Like, I had no friends, but then I made some after a little while.
It's hard at first when you go to school. You feel like you don't have any friends. And for those of you who travel for long chunks of time, like 6 months, sometimes you leave school and when you come back, your friends are different. And they have different people that they play with. And it's hard to get back in there. Sometimes you feel left out and that people don't really want you to play with them.
The first time I went to the school, me and Paul met in the library.
Oh, yeah? And were you nice to each other then?
Yeah.
First time?
Yeah, we just became friends in 1 second.
Yeah, like, hey, who are you? And he was like, are you? And you? I was like, what?
Okay, and the last question I want to ask you. Why do you think it's important for us to speak up or to say something when we see discrimination? Why is it important for us to stand up for those kind of things? You?
Like, another person gets shocked and just, you, another friends, sometimes like that person, and you just get shocked.
It would shock you, right? So it's important for us to stand up against that stuff so that it doesn't happen at our school and people don't get shocked by that, right? We want a different environment. And even outside of our school, in our society, we have to set an example. Okay, why else is it important to us?
When you hear someone being bad and someone does something that's bad, you should do better.
It does make you feel better. You can imagine if you're the person who stands up for somebody else, it makes that person feel a lot better. And it sets an example for how we're supposed to behave. Okay, Zoe, last point.
Because if you don't stand up to something, it's going to keep on happening to you.
And there are some big, bad things that happen in the world that keep happening because not enough people stand up against them. And as you're adults, you probably learn more about them as you get older, but